I caught her right before she left town. Remember when I left the party for about 20 minutes? That wasn't enough time to play with her, of course. I had to wait till after the party to do that. But boy, am I glad I did. It was worth it for the flavor alone. Griffins taste like two animals at once.
Wait. Did you just say the flavor?
Yeah, flavor.
Of love.
Not the flavor of love. Flavor of flesh. You and your fucking lightning bolts. Griffins taste like two animals at once. It's amazing. I know she didn't have a number like everyone else in Ponyville, but so I could have gotten more. But oh wait, I probably should have asked where she came from so I could have gotten more. But I forgot. I'll tell you what, she was quite a fighter. She lasted a long time, which was a lot of fun for me. I got a chance to play with somebody other than a pony and try new things. It's too bad she was such a meanie mouse. She said bad stuff, and so I had to take her tongue out.
Oh my god.
You know, bad language makes for bad feelings, Rainbow Dash.
You cut out the tongue, it's like penumbra all over again.
Wow, we're really happy for some reason. I blame you. Dash didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, I was only going for that tongue thing.
Yeah. Dash didn't have anything to say. She just sobbed and writhed in her tight bonds. Well, said Pinky with an air of finality. That's enough reminiscing. It's time to begin. Putting down Gilda's skull, the pink pony gripped the scalpel.
I feel like there isn't going to be any anesthetic involved.
There will be adrenaline involved.
Fantastic. The exact opposite.
The pink pony gripped the scalpel in the cleft of her hoof and walked over to Dash's right flank. Without any flair, Pinky placed the blade an inch above Dash's cutie mark and began a circular cut around it. Dash shouted in pain and tried desperately to pull away, but the braces held still. Finishing the incision, Pinky grabbed the curved skinning knife from the tray. Skewing her face in concentration, she worked it under Dash's skin and sliced the hide away from the muscle. Dash ground her teeth as she tearfully watched the flesh peel off. Okay, that's the last lightning bolt, Teddy. You and your trained exploding shark. Pinky then moves to the other side and repeated the process on Dash's left flank. Once she had finished, Pinky held up both cutie marks in front of her friend and started waving them like pom-poms. Dash just whimpered. Her thighs were burning like nothing she had felt ever before. Yay.
Yeah, I need to turn down the music. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Placing the ragged patches of skin down, Pinky selected a large butcher knife and walked behind the blue Pegasus. I hope you don't mind. I think I'm just gonna wing it now. Pinky laughed. She grabbed Dash's left wing in her mouth and played with it for a few seconds, yanking it back and forth. The sharp pain reignited the fire in Dash's flanks. Then, stretching out the wing, Pinky brought the blade down hard at the base. Instantly, Dash screamed and thrashed her appendage. The movement threw off Pinky's aim. She tried to hit the mark again, but missed. And carved a slice into Dash's back. Dash, you gotta stay still or I'm gonna keep missing, scolded Pinky as her friend howled. Pinky took another thwack and hit her hard. She swung again and again, blood sprayed into the air. But Pinky realized she wasn't getting anywhere. The blade just wasn't going through the bone. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because my mouth is really dry. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back, Teddy. And I'm back, and I've got it queued up to the right point. Okay, let's find the part. Okay, please turn down your game volume. You're ruining this.
I will in just a second.
I hate you, Teddy.
Cool.
Just mute your game. There's a volume setting.
Yeah, I know, but I need to do this first.
Okay.
Wait for it. Okay, there we go. Muting it.
Okay, yeah, mute your game. I guess I forgot to sharpen it. I'll try something else, stated Pinky matter-of-factly. As she tossed the knife over her shoulder, embedding the blade into the table, through a haze of pain and tears, Dash heard the sound of a metal box opening and closing. Got it! Say, Dash, why do they call it a hacksaw? It doesn't hack. Hacking is what I was doing with the knife. This is a saw. I don't get it. Pinky placed the tool over the mangled flesh of the last attempt. Standing on her hind legs, she worked the saw back and forth between her front hooves. It sliced effortlessly through the bone and skin. The feeling of jagged teeth grinding into her made Dash want to vomit. She watched numbly as her wing flew over her head and landed with a fluff on the table. Pinky moved to the next wing and started sawing. Dash didn't struggle this time. She'd given up trying to fight and focused on choking back the screams of agony. Abruptly, the saw paused. Pinky was only halfway done. Sorry. The wing was hanging on by a sliver. Hey, Dash! Pinky piped up. Think fast! Suddenly, Pinky yanked the wing as hard as she could. The bone snapped out of the blue... But the blue pony's skin held, then tore away. The pull ripped away a long strip of flesh all the way down Dash's back to the rump. Her body seized at the unexpected trauma, and her pelvis tensed up. Dash felt a warm release between her legs, and her loud, unending melody of pain filled the room. Unable to catch her breath, she blacked out. What do you think the warm liquid is, Teddy?
What?
What do you think the warm liquid is, Teddy?
Awkward silence.
What?
Awkward silence.
That's not a liquid. Just make a wild guess. What's warm?
Yeah, piss. I'm just gonna say it.
Wow, you're right.
Oh my god, I never would have expected.
Dash awoke with a gasp. The stench of urine filled her mucus-caked nostrils. As her vision swarmed into focus, she saw a very pouty Pinkie Pie removing a large adrenaline eater from her chest. Stomping her hooves, and the frustrated Pinkie lashed out at her helpless victim. Didn't anybody teach you any manners? It's very rude to fall asleep when somebody invites you over to spend time with them. How would you like it if I came over to your house and went to sleep? Oh, I'm sorry, Dash. You're so boring. I think I'll take a nap. You think I like... you think
Danny, what are you even reading this from? Can you send me the link?
I already did send you the link, and you said you'd read it tomorrow.
What is it? Was the most recent one?
Yeah. You think I like always doing this by myself? I told you how excited I got when I found out you're next. I was excited to have a friend here while I worked, but no, you gotta be inconsiderate. You know, I thought you were tough. I thought you could handle anything. I've had foals stand up better than you. Do I have to baby you? Huh? Is that how you want me to remember you, as a baby? Pinkie stopped to catch her breath. Dash blinked and sobbed softly. Her back was in agony, her sides were on fire, and there was an intense pain in one of her legs. She blinked again and saw Pinkie pop something red into her mouth and began to chew. Noticing Dash's stare, Pinkie quickly gulped down the morsel.
Hey, Danny.
Is this related to the story, or is it not?
Yeah, kind of. Can you send me your Google account, password stuff, so that I can just look at it without having to create an account?
You already have one. It's required to sign in on YouTube with. It's your email and the new YouTube password you had to enter.
Yeah, I know, but I made my account like 2 years ago.
And then how have you been signing into YouTube?
Well, I've been using a different thing. I haven't been needing to use my Google account. Like, I've been using a Yahoo one.
Look, it's your email you sign up for YouTube with and a password. That's it.
Okay, whatever.
What? Pinky asked. Oh, this? She held up another piece. Well, while you were asleep, I got a little impatient and helped myself to a small sample. I got it from your leg. You're not bad. Want to try some? Without waiting for a response, Pinky shoved a strip of meat into the revolted Pegasus's mouth. Dash gagged and immediately spit it out. Pinky frowned and picked up the chunk of flesh. If you didn't want it, you could have just said no. She contemplated the discarded snotty morsel, then gulped it up. It's not like you haven't had my cupcakes before.
Oh my god.
You know what's sad? I went to the bakery today and saw a blue cupcake with rainbow sprinkles.
Please tell me you didn't buy it.
No, I wasn't thinking of the story, so if I was thinking of the story, I would have bought it. Swallowing, Pinky turned her attention to a small... I prefer not to think of this story. Swallowing, Pinky turned her attention to a small can on the tray. She removed the lid, revealing that it was filled with red-hot coals. Lying on top of the coals were several large nails. As the adrenaline filled her veins, Dash began to panic. Picking up the can, Pinky walked over to Dash's left. Holding some tongs with her mouth, Pinky carefully picked up a nail and positioned it at the seam at the victim's front leg and hoof. Then she grabbed a hammer and took careful aim. "No, Pinky!" Dash screamed. "No, no!" The hammer came down and the nail punctured Dash's skin. The white-hot burning was too much. Dash screamed as she pulled and thrashed the braces, causing her raw skin to rub and tear. Pinky tried to line up another nail, but couldn't find her aim, and letting out a frustrated grunt when Pinky brought the hammer back and took a wild swing, Dash burst out crying and begging. "Please stop! Please, please stop!" Pinky rolled her eyes, putting down the hammer and tongs. She walked in front of her friend and stared pensively at the broken Pegasus. Gilda didn't cry this much when a live parasite was shoved down her throat. Oh, God. Pinky thought for a minute about what to do next, then had a sudden spark of inspiration. Rotating a wheel on the rack, Pinky laid Dash on her back, then moved to Dash's hind legs. Bringing the can with her, picking up her tools, Pinky drove the searing hot spike of metal directly into the bottom of Dash's hoof. Dash yelled in pain. Pinky moved around and drove a second nail into the other hoof. Next, Pinky went back to her cart with an enormous battery and controller, which she dragged over to where she was working. She tied copper wires to the terminals and the nails driven into Dash's hoof. She gave Dash a wink and flicked the switch. Electricity rocketed through Dash's body. The blue pony reacted immediately. Her body seized and her muscles snapped taut. Dash's hips thrust skyward. Her eyes rolled back and she let out a deep, throat-shredding cry. Pinky giggled and danced in place. Then reached down and turned up the juice. Dash convulsed uncontrollably and her bladder emptied once more. After about 5 minutes, Pinky shut off the power. Wisps of steam rose from the singed fur around Dash's hooves. The area reeked of cooked flesh and burned enamel. Pinky rotated Dash upright and tried to snap the drooling, delirious pony back to attention. "Dash, Dash, Rainbow Dash, wake up!" Dash moaned and managed to give a modicum of a weak acknowledgement.